Hello, welcome back to the channel. Leave your city, state, and your business name in the comments and we'll be sure to shout you out on a later video. This video is kind of dovetailing on something that at this point is probably social media old, maybe 2 weeks after the reviews that Keith Lee left for the restaurants in Atlanta. And what I want to try to do is get a perspective on how this can be used in the spa business, because I believe anything that happens, especially something that was as big as that was, we can take that and we can use different lessons that we can learn from that in the spa business, because much like the restaurant business, the spa business is ultimately just a service business. So this is the lessons that we can learn from the Keith Lee review of the restaurants in Atlanta situation. Now, what I like to do is to preach to anyone that will listen to think about your client as much as you can. Spend like a good 2 hours of a day thinking about your client and thinking about why they do the things that they do and how they came about to be your client, and think about what they are going through and the things that are going through their head. So this is going to be more of kind of a client view of the rules that you may have at your spot. Now, Candy Burris, one of the restaurants that he reviewed, she came out and she offered the most amazing, the most logical, the most well thought out response to why some of the rules apply at her restaurant. And it made all the sense in the world, and it was the best thing that I ever saw. That if you were to respond, that would be the way to respond, even though later in this video I'll probably preach not to respond at all. But it was great, and it meant everything. It was written perfectly and all of that. But here's the thing, and this is the first lesson that I kind of want to teach in this video. Number one, the rules that you have came up with, the ones that make your place function, the ones that you have thought about, and you got these rules through trial and error, and they make sense, and all of that. That very rule to your client is just something that's stopping them from getting what they want in that moment. And that's really all it is. You have excellent reasons for that rule, and you could probably communicate that to them, but in the moment, it just won't matter. Because let's be honest, if we can for a second, your customers are regular people. They're just regular people, much like me and much probably like you. We're just regular people. We do not spend most of our day being told yes, that we can have anything we want. We're told where we cannot park. We're told where we cannot eat. We're told what time we can do this, that, and the other. And so when someone comes for a service, that's one of the last things that they want to hear. And when they do, for whatever reason, no matter how good that reason is, they tend to have a reaction. So this doesn't absolve them of any kind of bad behavior, but I just want you to get a framework of kind of how people think. They're coming to a place, and now for whatever reason, they're hearing no. The second thing dovetails off the first. The customer will never really truly understand your reasoning. I believe I had a better understanding of Candy Burris's entire reason for why she does what she does, because I'm a business owner. So I can see things through that lens. But your customer, especially in the moment, and I've been guilty of being on the other side of this too, they just don't have the capacity to understand why the rule is stopping them from getting what they want when they're prepared to pay money to the business. And that's really the key thing. It isn't that you're just telling somebody don't cross the street. They feel, from your customer's point of view, they feel like you're telling them that they can't give you money to get something that they want from you that they could go and get somewhere else. So please keep that in mind. The third thing dovetails off the second and third. You can never really have a real expectation of them understanding your rules. Don't ever think that there's any kind of way, there's any kind of logic, there's any kind of way you can write it, there's any kind of way you can phrase it that they will absolutely understand. The customer that understands your rules and why they can't do what it is that they're trying to do is the exception. It's not the rule. So if you ever are able to get through to a client, that's a good thing. but don't ever expect that you will. Don't ever expect that just because you explained it to them that they're going to go away happy with the no. They're not. There may be repercussions, there may be punishments for that no, and that may come in the form of a bad review, and we'll get to that next. So to illustrate this, I'll tell a story. Literally a week after the Keith Lee situation, I told my wife, me and my wife owned a 2-location spa in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I told her, I said, you know what? This is gonna be a thing. It may be a thing for like a couple weeks, or this whole new super reviewer thing may just become an actual thing where video reviews really do like move the needle. So I said, hey, just be on guard, it may happen. Well, lo and behold, it did. A woman that does not live in our city came in. She was late for an appointment. We have a late cancellation policy. She got the short end of that, and she took to social media and blasted every single post that she could that we had made in the last maybe 6 months, and got in the comment section and copy paste an entire long bad review response about her being on the short end of a late policy. Well, these kind of things happen. So we were kind of prepared for it. The Keith Lee situation kind of gave us some insight on how to handle it. And this is, it's not telling you what to do, but if you follow these, I think you can get through these things when and if they happen. I hope they never happen to you, but here's some solutions on how to deal with something like that. The first thing is to kind of gauge the intent of the review. So read the review. Don't read it in an emotional state. Don't read it as if they're attacking you, because they're not. They're leaving a review about the business, and they're leaving a review about what they consider happened to them at the business. So just take it at face value, because your people in your business could have been wrong, or your policy could be a little bit better, or maybe your communication could be better. So read the review. Read it 4 and 5 times, read it 6 and 7 times, 8 and 9 times. Find the wording and really gauge the intent of the review. If the review is just to be mean, if you deem it that way, that's fine. But I would try, no matter how vile the review is, and hers wasn't vile, but no matter how vile the review could be, try to find the real information in it so that you can ask the right questions. The second thing I need you to do is engage discreetly. So my wife engaged and discreetly left a DM that said, hey, we would like to give you a call. Can we do that tomorrow? Simply discreet. It's all it was. It says, hey, we're reaching out. Had she screenshotted that would have been it. It would have been nothing. So it's discreet. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't address anything in text, because what we'll talk about also a little bit later, once you start engaging and saying things, screenshots happen, and people can do any number of things. They can even fake a screenshot. So don't give anybody really any ideas here. Reach out in a discreet way with a really blank message that doesn't really go either way or one way or the other. But it does tell the person that if you would like to engage, I would like to engage. The third thing dovetails off the second thing. Absolutely do not engage in the comments. Just don't. If you've ever seen a feeding frenzy, that's what the comment section is. The comment section is made for responses. That's really the only thing it's made for. It's made to come back and see if anybody starred it, liked it, or if anybody responded to it. They're literally waiting on you and nobody else but you to pop in there, because as soon as you do, it's on. And once you get involved in the comment section, you can't really get out of it. This is where your emotions have to be much better. Your head has to really take over. Read what's going on. Understand this comment section is going to happen, and just let it happen. In that comment section, or at least one of the comment sections, was another young lady that posted, well, hey, if they do business like this, then I won't go, and I was thinking about going. Well, this is a hard thing to hear, because this reviewer, who we deemed was at fault in this, has now caused someone to not want to come see us. You just got to let that go, and you got to lean on your reputation, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. The fourth thing is really just allow the frenzy to die on its own. Listen, The woman came in our comment section and posted on no less than 20 posts and copy paste the same long story. Okay, this person, as we gauged her intent from step one, we deemed that she just kind of maybe wanted to set something on fire, because doing it in one post would have worked and reaching out to us directly would have worked. But if you do it on 20 posts, you just want to start a fire. Okay, fine. So you got to let people punch themselves out. You got to let the comments punch themselves out. They're not attacking you. They're attacking the business based on one person's story. You just got to let it die down. Everybody, literally everybody, will be on something else in 30 minutes. You just have to know that. And at the very most, the next day, everyone will be on to the next thing. It'll die down. Business will continue as usual. You have to be confident in your business and in the reputation that you built. So now we'll get to the importance of a reputation. The reason why we could take this stance of those 4 steps that I said earlier is because we do nothing but spend our entire everyday building on a reputation. And the reputation is on the business, it's not on you. So don't take these things personal. The business is being attacked. Well, businesses are attacked in all kinds of ways. Reputation is one of the things that help you. Every single client, every single engagement with any person that you ever have is putting an extra layer of cement on your reputation. If your reputation is weak, something small like that could really damage it. But if your reputation is strong, we believe it takes a CNN viral style issue to damage that reputation, so much so that we probably would have had to do something wrong. We've spent years building nothing but a reputation over and over and over with every client, which is why every single client interaction is so important, because it puts an extra layer of cement on that reputation. This is what's going to sustain you when someone big or small leaves a review and things happen like they happen. This lady who left that review for our company didn't live in the city. So none of what she really said really matters. I don't believe she lived in the state. So it didn't really affect anything, but possibly that one person that said they wasn't coming. Maybe behind the scenes there were 10 other people that said they wasn't coming. Well, you just have to deal with that. You decided to get in business. So the second you put yourself out there, you have to know that people are going to be swayed by public opinion. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. Most people, as we looked in the comment section of all her posts, there wasn't very many comments, not very many people engaged. She had a pretty big following. So that told us something. That told us either she does this a lot and people were not really paying attention, or our business had got enough reputation that people just shrugged it off and didn't really have much to say. We'll take it either way, but that only comes by reputation. So spend every waking second either A, thinking about your client and why they feel the way they feel, and definitely building the reputation. It's built with every single client interaction that you have. Hope you got a little bit of value from this. Y'all have a good week.